Okay, and I'd like to emphasize the importance of course webpage on Blackboard and checking emails. Everything, announcements, like lecture slides, grades, everything will be posted on Blackboard. So, of course, you know how it works. And I may need to send you an email, and then I'm going to send an email to your UAlbany email account. Please do not use your personal email account because I cannot verify your identification. So there is a very strict law about student information privacy. So I cannot talk with anyone. So UAlbany email account verifies your identification. That is why I can talk with you about your like grade, for example, right? Otherwise, I prefer anyhow like do not use personal email and use your UAlbany email. And when I send you an email, like if you have an error in your homework or in your exam, or for example, if you do not write your name, then or if you forget to submit the homework, then I will email you after the due date what happened. The due date was yesterday, but I do not get your submission. Any problem, something like that. So I'm going to send you email to your UAlbany email address. So check them regularly so that if there is something, you can check it quickly. Email is also the preferred way and fastest way to contact me, and I check email all the time. So I promise almost always I'm going to reply to you within 24 business hours. I cannot promise during the weekend. If I do not travel or if there is no emergency, I will reply to you very quickly. So use email. Send me an email. Exam. I decided to change the exam to take home because just because of the COVID. I don't know how it will look like at the time, but I understand that, like for example, tomorrow is the exam, but I feel sick on the exam day. Then I know that there may be some students who risk, uh, who don't want to take a risk to miss an exam. So that will complicate the problem. So I am going to make exams take home format. Midterm exam will be right after the spring break, and final exam will be determined later. We have time. And how it works is simple. I'm going to post exam questions like on homework on Blackboard, say noon on Wednesday. Then you have 24 hours to work on the questions, and then you have to type your answers in Word and send it back to me within 24 hours, right? So it doesn't need to be 24 hours. You may do it within 1 hour, 2 hour, and so it's flexible. The reason why I set it as 24 hours is because to give you flexibility, right? If you work, then you can do it at night, or if you does not feel well, then you may take some rest during the homework during the exam. So it's up to you. And I allow you to use any material like book, note, internet materials, but you cannot co-work with another classmate, another human, I say. So don't ask around. But by the way, you may not be able to find anyone who is better than you in this topic. Causal inference, statistical causal inference is not easy. So I guess there is no reliable human resources to get help from. Okay, anyhow, exam is take home, which will be good for you. And if you have any other suggestions or any concerns, let me know. I'll consider all the possible options. And required textbooks. First, this is the required textbook, Mostly Harmless Econometrics by Angrist and Pishke. By the way, the first author, Joshua Angrist, is a professor at MIT. He won the Nobel Prize last year, right? Yeah, he deserves the prize, by the way. And the book was published earlier than he got the prize. And if you check this book, read this book, this is not like a typical econometrics or statistics book. A typical textbook has a lot of equations, and the format is like definition and assumption and theorem and then proof. It's repeated all the time. But this book is not written in that way. It's easy to read. It's like a storytelling, telling you a story, and with a lot of examples, actual empirical examples, and how a theory has been developed, the history of a theory, and but does not go deep in the mathematical equations. So it's good for non-theoretical economists. So, and this book is originally designed for MIT doctoral students in economics, which is maybe the highest level among doctoral students. So sometimes the book is very difficult. So I'm going to skip some difficult parts. Otherwise, I'm going to follow this textbook very closely. So, and the homeworks will be from this textbook, and I'm going to replicate many data examples, and homeworks will be based on, like, for example, if there is a table based on some analysis results is given as a table, then your homework is going to be replicate this table, use the same data or updated data, and do the same analysis and see what is the result, how the result changes, and how the results are actually obtained. So that's the typical homework you are going to see. And on Amazon, you can type just mostly harmless econometrics. Then there are two entries. They are the same thing. There is no difference. So you just need to buy anything. New book is only $28, and of course there will be the shipping is $20. Open this. So there are many options like a Kindle. You may use ebook, or you may use used books, or if you can rent, that's also fine. Not a problem. It is required because it's inexpensive. So I don't like forcing students to buy a textbook. But I like this textbook because it's not that expensive. I think it's affordable. And also, of course, the content is really good. And another textbook I do not require is a thicker textbook. This is like a real textbook, right? If you open this, you will see many equations and theorems and boxes, definitions, a lot of things, terms. And this is more like a basic reference. You cannot read it from cover to cover, but when you want to fill in mathematical details into this book, then I would complement this book with this one. It's Stogg and Wasson. The authors are Stogg and Wasson. One is a professor at Harvard, and the other is a professor at Princeton. And Introduction to Econometrics, it's an undergraduate textbook, but even if you are a graduate student, still this book is very useful. It's very insightful, very practical relative to other full textbook. So, but it's not. It's expensive. It's $50. So I do not require this. Oh, it's updated. Global. Anyhow, so this is the second textbook I would recommend, but I do not require. Okay. And homework. Let me explain how the homework works. There will be 6 homework assignments, and each homework is, as I said, is to replicate a table. If you see a table, you can expect we are going to do the homework on that table, like from this textbook. So, and it will be, and it's an exercise for programming and real data work. It's for you to get an experience of real data work. So there is no right answer or wrong answer. Answers are already in the book. So the answer is given in the book as an example, as a table. What you are doing is you are going toward it. You have to experience what is the previous required steps to get to here. So that's the point of this homework. So I am going to make videos on each homework so that you can simply follow what I do in the video. So open a video and just do what I do. Then you can just get the same result. And that's how you do the homework. In case if you need help. If you want to do everything by yourself, that would be great. But if you have questions, if you want help, then you can just watch the video and do it by yourself and get some help. And you must type your answers in MS Word. And also, of course, you send your answer by email to me. And for the homework, you have to submit your program code too. So it's like writing a code, and you will see what it is like next time. And Korg is not allowed because you can just follow what I do, so you don't need to work with your friends. Copying is really stupid thing. You are learning nothing. It's the homework is not to get the correct answer, but to gain experience. It's about experience. So working together doesn't mean anything. You have to go through every step by yourselves. Okay. And software. In doing the homework, you need software. We are going to use Stata. Stata is the most widely used program in economics, especially in applied economics. And so I assume that all of you are using Stata, and homework data will be uploaded in Stata format. You can use Stata on any campus computer, any computer on campus. But it's not free program, so if you have extra money, then you may buy the license and install the program on your computer. But I do not recommend that. But another possible way is as I sent out an email earlier, you may contact the ITS office if there is any other way to use Stata on your computer. You can tell if you have any excuse, any reason that you cannot come to the campus, then they may accommodate you. I'm not sure. That may be possible. Okay, so and in case if you are not familiar, if you are familiar with another program, you don't need to use Stata if you are already good at another program. Usually maybe MATLAB, Gauss, SAS, SPSS, Python, whatever. It doesn't matter as long as you can handle that, right? Excel, so let me explain some tiers, some different groups of programs. Excel is for the beginners. Excel is too easy. Excel is too easy for this course, so you cannot replace Stata with Excel, right? Excel is not acceptable. And a more advanced level is similar to Stata is SAS, eViews, and SPSS. They are statistical softwares, also widely used in economics. and they are comparable to Stata. So if you are good at one of them, you may use them. Even more advanced programs are R, MATLAB, Python. So if you can handle them, that's better than knowing Stata. But the problem is, I know MATLAB, but I don't know Python. So I cannot help you. So if you decide to use Python, you have to do everything by yourself. I cannot help you. So I am familiar with Stata and MATLAB and a little bit of R. So I may be of your help. I may be of help, but may not. And if you may need to transform the data from Stata to another program, I may not be able to do that. So if you have any other program you want to use, let me know. Then we will see what's the possible options. Okay, this is the end of another video. I'm going to continue in the next one.